Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and today we are doing a little bit of a different video today. I recently hit 3,000 subscribers and I first of all just wanted to say thank you, oh my god, from the bottom of my heart. Like thank you so much. I am absolutely blown away. You guys are amazing and I feel so lucky and just so like it literally blows my mind that 3,000 of you care what I have to say about books. Like I'm forever grateful and I love you guys and yeah, so in honor of that, I thought it would be fun to do a Q&A just so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. I asked you guys on my community page and also on my Instagram stories. If you are not following me on Instagram, go ahead and go do that. My username is the same as my YouTube channel name, so it's at Raven-Haired Reader. And anytime I do like Q&As or sometimes ask you guys what should I read next or anything like that, you can vote on my stories and just kind of see what's going on in my day-to-day life on a regular basis if you want to. So I did ask you guys to ask me questions and I got a lot of questions, way more than I thought I would. So thank you so much if you asked a question. And I thought it would be fun that you guys can just like sit back, relax. This will be a casual video. You can get to know me a little bit better. So without further ado, let's get into the questions. Okay, so I think I'm going to kind of section this off. I'm going to do bookish questions first, and then I will do just kind of like more personal life questions after. So the very first question, I got this one a lot, is what is your all-time favorite book? I will not answer that because I can't answer that and you can't make me. So I'm not going to just pick one. I have a lot that honestly all feel just like very, they're just all neck and neck, you know? I have been rereading a lot of my favorite books this year though, so I am curious if like maybe by the end of the year I might have an answer for my all-time favorite book. But some of the most important books to me, books that I absolutely love the most, are A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Silver Flames, House of Earth and Blood, Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, Normal People, Yoke, A Dowry of Blood, People We Meet on Vacation. But honestly, like the more I think about it, It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey is such a good romance, and that might be my favorite standalone romance, I think. So definitely It Happened One Summer and People We Meet on Vacation. There are so many others that are like right there, neck and neck, right behind those, but those are the books that come to mind when someone says, what are your favorite books? Okay, so the next question is, when did you first fall in love with reading? I also got another version of this, which is what books got you into reading, so I'll just kind of combine those two. But I will say, I remember reading from a very early age. I think all through elementary school and most of middle school, I was reading constantly. The books that are like most nostalgic for me when I think about reading as a child, A Series of Unfortunate Events, The Spiderwick Chronicles, and I also read The Chronicles of Narnia. Those were like my big three. Like I loved those books. I think I reread The Spiderwick Chronicles a lot. Those books are just like burned in my brain. I love them. And then, you know, I kind of just kept reading throughout elementary and middle school. I will say in high school and college, I was not reading as often as I wish that I would. And I really didn't read like any of the big series that a lot of people read like when they were younger, like in the early 2000s and mid 2000s. So I had a lot of catching up to do in my 20s. But yeah, definitely high school and college. I took a little bit of a break. I was maybe reading 1 or 2 books a year. And then honestly, at the beginning of the pandemic, I got back into reading because I started working from home and I needed like things to do. I needed a hobby. Obviously, we were all stuck at home, so it was like, okay, I need to find ways to entertain myself. And I picked up a few books that were really good, had a good time. And then I randomly picked up the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. And truthfully, like that is what got me into reading as an adult, like fully just entrenched me into the reading lifestyle. I love that series so much. It means a lot to me. I also think that I read that series at like a very good time in my life when I kind of needed it. I don't know, like a lot of things happened like while I was reading that series, and so I just feel like super connected and emotional. I'm sure you guys are so annoyed listening to me talk about this series, but yeah, it means a lot to me. I love the writing, I love the characters, I just love that series so much. So as soon as I finished that series, I went like headfirst into reading everything, and now I can't stop. And it's really great because it was like such a huge part of my childhood. I loved it so much, and now I'm an adult and I'm doing it again, and it just feels really good to kind of have that passion that I've always had reignited as an adult. The next question is, what is your ultimate comfort couple in books? Okay, this is hard because my 2 favorite literary couples are spoilers. Well, actually no, okay. Marianne and Connell from Normal People. That's not a spoiler. It's a very complicated relationship. So many people like hate book Normal People, and so you're probably like, oh my god, you like Marianne and Connell, but I do. I'm sorry, I love them. I love them both. I love them together. I love them separately. Like I absolutely love Marianne and Connell. They are everything. And then my 2 other comfort couples are definitely like spoilers, so I'm just gonna say Heir of Fire, Silver Flames. Let's leave it at that. I feel like that's context free enough that if you don't know those books very well, you won't know who I'm talking about, hopefully. Those two couples are everything to me. They're like the best couples I think that SJM has ever created, and I love them so much. All right, next question. What fantasy romance is your favorite other than Sarah J. Maas books or the Zodiac Academy series? So for sure, my two favorite other fantasy romance series are the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. Absolutely check trigger warnings first, but the series is great. Like, it's incredible. I've only read the first two books in the series so far, but I really love them. I gave both 4 stars. This is a King Midas retelling, and it just goes into this whole other thing. I went in pretty blind, and I honestly recommend that you do as well. It was really interesting to see how the story laid out, and I just had no idea what direction we were going to go. I absolutely love it, and I really enjoy Raven Kennedy's writing style. And then the second fantasy romance series, I've only read the first book, okay, so I hope that I'm not going to regret saying this in the future, but the Shadows and Crowns series by S.M. Gaither. The first book is The Song of the Marked. I believe I read it. I think I read The Song of the Marked in June. Yeah, okay, sorry. I read The Song of the Marked by S.M. Gaither this month. It is amazing. It was a surprise, 5-star. I had 0 expectations going into it. I did a fantasy romance reading vlog, and I read 3 books, and the first 2 books that I read in that vlog, I was very excited about, and they were very disappointing. And then I just needed another book to read, and I was like, oh, I'll just throw in The Song of the Marked, and I was blown away. The ending shocked me. Oh my god, the ending, you guys. I need you guys to read it. I need you guys to read that book, and then I need you to tell me your reaction, because oh my god, the ending just smacks you in the face. Those are 2 series that I absolutely recommend if you're looking for more fantasy romance. The next question is, what is a genre that you'd like to get more into? I have to say, I don't know if there is another genre that I want to get into at this point. I've tried thrillers, I've tried horrors, I have read historical fiction, I, dabble in literary fiction every now and then. Sometimes I throw in a little cheeky middle grade or contemporary, but honestly, I love fantasy and I love romance. Those are my favorite genres. Those are the only genres that I really get excited about. Fantasy and romance is everything to me. It has everything that I enjoy in books, and just, I don't know, I know that that's kind of a crappy answer, but I don't really want to get into any other genres. I think just because I've done the work, I've read other genres, I've tried a lot of things out, and fantasy and romance just, I don't know, does something for me. It works with me. Next question, this made me laugh. What is a book that you hate that you wish everyone else would hate? I love this. Okay, we're all friends here, right? I can be honest with you guys, and if you love this book, that is totally okay. But I think one of the books that I personally am so shocked is so popular and just I don't get it, is The Deal by L. Kennedy. I don't want to say I hate that book, but I just think that book is so terrible. The writing is, and I'm not a writing snob, okay, but the writing is really bad. The story, the characters suck. I don't know, I was cringing. I actually did DNF that book, so I'll be totally honest, but I DNF'd it at 50%, so I feel I put in the work, okay? I read a good chunk of that book, and I was just what is going on? Why do we love this book, you guys? But that's just me, and I kind of do wish that everyone else hated it, because I feel there's just so much, material to make fun of there. But I understand it's a fun, light romance. I think a lot of people don't take it too seriously, which is totally fine, whatever. And trust me, there are books that I love that I know people hate. The Deal is just so not great in my opinion. So I kind of wish everyone else didn't like it, because I just feel there's a lot that we could talk about there. The next question is, what is your bookish pet peeve? I have to say, oh my god, I could talk about this for hours, so I'm gonna try to keep it in. I'm gonna try to keep it cordial. I cannot stand in romances when being short, being a Polly Pocket is the female main character's entire personality. It drives me absolutely insane. It is not cute. It is not funny. I just feel do we have nothing else to offer? Does this character have nothing else to offer other than being so tiny and so small, and the guy is so big, and oh my god, I can't. You can mention your height once, okay? So we can get a description of you, and then you're done, and then you're cut off, and then I will be a hater for the rest of the book if you keep mentioning it. But basically just I don't like that, and I'm just can we please move on from that? Can we please move on from that? I don't want to know how tall you are, to be honest with you. I don't really care. We need to stop this. And this is no hate to my short girlies, okay? I'm 5'4". I'm not short, but I'm not tall. I'm very average. And my mom is 5'1", and some of my best friends are 5'1", 5'2". I love my short gals, okay? But I don't love when it becomes a personality trait in a book. It drives me insane. And I don't know why. I don't know why that bothers me. I think it just feels very pick me, It just kind of goes into that pick me girl type of thing, and I'm so over it. I'm begging you to actually have a personality and not just talk about how small you are. Next question, what is a book that you wish that you could unread? Okay, so once again, love you guys. If you love this book, I get it. But like I don't, but like I get it. But honestly, I would love to unread From Blood and Ash. That book was so hard for me to get through, mostly because I had heard so much hype. People loved that book. People were like, oh my gosh, it is so incredible. It's so amazing. And when I read that book, it was at a time when I had no friends like who read. I wasn't like on the internet in any way, in any like bookish type of way. So I had no one to talk about this with. But I was so excited to read From Blood and Ash, and I was like, yep, I'm gonna love this. I'm gonna love this. And I like read the first 100 pages and I'm like, wow, I don't like this. But I'm like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Like the first time I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, like I liked the book, but I didn't love the series until I got like further into it. So I was like, maybe it'll be like that. Like I'll like this, whatever. I read the next 100 pages and I was like, okay, yep, I'm gonna like this. I can do this. We can do this. And then I just kept going and I'm just like, when does this book get good? I really think that JLA's writing style doesn't work for me. I don't know. But honestly, I wish I could unread it because it is so long. And I did end up reading the second book too because I was like, well, like maybe I'll like the second book more. It was like half a star better, I would say. But yeah, those books are so long and I honestly really wish that I just DNF'd the first one and just called it a loss, but I was so convinced I was going to love it. And I am glad that I DNF'd the series though. I pre-ordered A Crown of Gilded Bones when it came out, but I never ended up reading it because I was like, why am I forcing myself to read 600 pages of things I don't like and characters that I don't like and writing that I don't enjoy? So unfortunately, I am so sorry to my From Blood and Ash girlies, but I just did not like that book and just honestly wish that I could erase it from my memory. Okay, next bookish question is, what is your favorite snack or drink while you read? To be honest with you guys, I don't eat when I read. I can't because I like can't multitask that way. I can't eat and like hold a book, even if it's like a hardcover that flops open. Like I don't know why. It's really, really hard for me to focus on reading when I'm eating, so I don't. I would just say for a drink though, like coffee, absolutely. Definitely when I read, I kind of have to focus. I don't know, my brain is very all over the place, so I really have to focus. I can't be eating and drinking and doing other stuff while I read. So now I'm gonna move on to the more like personal part of the Q&A. So I got this question a lot, just like how old are you and what do you do for work? So I am 27 and I am frightened. And for work, I don't really want to say like specifically what I do just because I don't know how my company would feel about that, but I work from home. I do a very like corporate millennial office type of job. I'm sending emails all day. My official title is account manager. Nothing too glamorous, nothing too exciting, but I honestly really enjoy it. I like the type of work that I do and yeah, it works for me. All right, somebody asked, have you always lived in the PNW? If you don't know, that means Pacific Northwest. So I live in the Seattle area and I have always lived in Washington, in Western Washington. I actually grew up in like a small town 2 hours away from Seattle, but like semi-recently my husband and I moved pretty close to the city, so now we live like very close to Seattle and we really enjoy it here. I really do like Washington. I do and I don't, you know, like the summertime in Seattle is amazing when we have good weather. Like there is nothing that can beat that. It is so beautiful here and it's so warm and it's great and you can like go out on the water and it's just like, it's a great time. But genuinely like 7 or 8 months out of the year, sometimes more, it is gray and cold and rainy and it sucks. And I know that some people like love that, you know, some people like very much romanticize that, but I am telling you, the vitamin D deficiency in this state, it's strong, okay? And seasonal affective disorder is a real thing. And like, I feel like the older I get, the more it's like affecting me and it really, really sucks. And so, you know, it's June right now, it's sunny out right now. That's really great. But truthfully, like in just a couple months, we're gonna go back to the crappy weather and I hate it. So there's good things and bad things. There's good things and bad things about everywhere. I do really like Washington. I feel very lucky to have grown up here, but it's just, you know, it has some bad things too, for sure. Oh, someone asked, what is your go-to Starbucks drink? I have it right behind me. She's very sweaty. So I get a grande cold brew with 1 pump of white mocha with extra ice in a venti cup. So like the coffee amount that I get is a grande, but I really like a lot of ice in my Starbucks drink, which I feel like is unpopular. I know a lot of people don't like when there's a ton of ice because they feel like, you know, it waters it down, but I'm really weird about like an iced coffee needs to be icy cold. I always ask for extra. I really like super, super cold coffee. And if it waters it down a little bit, I don't know, it's probably kind of gross to people, but it doesn't really bother me. But I love cold brew. I drink it every single day. And yeah, I get 1 pump of white mocha and I really like it. Okay, next question. What are your favorite movies / comfort movies? Every movie that I love is a comfort movie. I can't pick just one again, but just like, I'm gonna rattle some off. Pride and Prejudice for sure. Okay, I just want to like preface this. My taste is very like like Y2K, early 2000s, like those, that's like my favorite like time, obviously because I like grew up during that time. So like my favorite TV shows and my favorite movies and my favorite music and just like everything is encapsulated in the early 2000s. So if you're questioning my movie taste, just know that like that's just how I feel. So Pride and Prejudice, What a Girl Wants, She's the Man, 10 Things I Hate About You. I love The Breakfast Club. Obviously that's like earlier than the 2000s, but The Breakfast Club, Center Stage. If you did ballet growing up, how many times have you watched Center Stage? And is the answer more than 10? Because it should be. I've seen that movie so many times, like it's not even funny. Black Swan, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. That is the best early 2000s movie and I feel like it doesn't get enough love. I used to be able to recite like full entire scenes from that movie. I think I've seen it over 40 times. I am not exaggerating. I wish I was, but I absolutely love that movie with my girl Lindsay Lohan. Clueless, Mean Girls, obviously. John Tucker Must Die. Oh, Josie and the Pussycats. That is such a good and weird movie. Oh my god, I absolutely love it. But my sister and I watched that movie so many times growing up. Oh my god, and the music in that movie is amazing. Someone also asked, what are your favorite like 2000s TV shows? If I had to pick like a favorite TV show, oh, it's so hard, but like Gilmore Girls is like right up there. I love Gilmore Girls so much. Jess Mariano, thank you very much. I love Gilmore Girls. I love The Office. I know that that's the most basic answer ever, but you know what? I'm basic. I am just like other girls. I love being just like other girls. So I love The Office. It's a comfort TV show for me. I love Parks and Rec. I love Gossip Girl. Oh, I also, speaking of like early 2000s, I loved America's Next Top Model growing up. I really only like cycles 1 through 16 though, because things just kind of get crazy after that. I mean, they got crazy early on too, but cycles 1 through 16 are the best. But it is fascinating to watch that show as an adult, because when you're a kid, like you don't realize like how poorly the girls are treated, or just like you don't realize it as much. But watching it as an adult and not just like listening to whatever Tyra says, like Tyra's an icon, okay, but she also did a lot of screwed up things, and the producers did too. It's not all Tyra, but like it's very fascinating. If you enjoyed that show when you were younger, I suggest rewatching it. It is such a time capsule of the early 2000s. Oh my goodness, but it's also like sad and really screwed up some of the things that they said to the girls and made the girls do. Obviously the photo shoots, like I don't know, I could talk about America's Next Top Model forever, but it's fun to watch. It's very nostalgic, but it's very interesting to watch as an adult and kind of look back on it and be like, oh my god, you poor girls. Okay, next question is, do you have any non-bookish hobbies? Honestly, not really. Gotta be honest with you guys, not really. I will say though, I feel so lame, but okay, so reading is my #1 hobby. It's my favorite thing. I don't really watch like a lot of new TV. Honestly, all the shows that I just mentioned, I basically am just like in a cycle of rewatching those shows like for all of eternity. I really like to read, like that's how I spend my free time. But another thing that I really like to do, and I don't know if this is a hobby, but I'm calling it one, I love going on walks. That is like my favorite thing to do. I know that is so boring, but I'm telling you guys, there's just nothing better than just like walking outside. You know, obviously I'm not able to do that very often for like 7 or 8 months out of the year, but it is summertime and we have a trail near our house and it is just so like, it's amazing. It is amazing to walk on that trail and just like be outside. I don't know, I love walking. Definitely also, you know, during the pandemic, we needed ways to like, you know, be active and do something. And so Sean and I just started like walking every single day. And now it's just something that I always do. Really helps my mental health. Like I love walking. I know that's so boring. Reading and walking, 2 favorite things. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm kind of boring, but yeah. Oh, somebody also asked favorite Disney movie. Hercules is my favorite Disney movie. And if it's not yours, like I suggest you rewatch it. I feel like we don't talk about this movie enough. Hercules is incredible. The muses, that alone should make it your favorite. They're amazing. The music in that movie is amazing. Meg and Hades and Hercules and their whole dynamic and everything. I freaking love Hercules. I believe they are making a live action version of it, which I'm very excited for. I feel like that'll do well as a live action. Some of the Disney movies that go live action, they, you know, go a little sideways, but I really enjoy Hercules and it's so good. Honorable mention, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Finding Nemo, Lion King, whatever, but honestly, Hercules is everything. All right, the next question is, what is your astrological big 3? So I'm an Aquarius sun, I am a Pisces moon, aka I cry a lot and I'm very emotionally intuitive, sometimes too much to the point that I hate it. And then I'm also a Gemini rising. So fun little mix. I have a lot of air and water in my chart. Says enough about me. Okay, next question is, somebody asked, are you naturally raven haired? And I am not. This is a fraud. This is not me. So I have been dyeing my hair on and off for the past like 4 years, this very dark color. And for the past like year though, I didn't dye my hair at all because I got married last year and I wanted to have my natural hair color. So I will insert a picture. I believe this is from last August. It was right around when I got married, and I got married in September, but my hair is just naturally like a very dark brown, and I didn't dye my hair for the longest time, you know, once we got engaged and everything, because I just wanted my natural hair. So yeah, I have very dark brown hair, but I don't know, I like dyeing my hair this color. I dye it a soft black. I just like how it's kind of more intense, a little edgier. I think it brings out my eyes. And also my mom, this is her natural hair color. She is the real raven-haired reader. And so I like dyeing my hair this color too because I look more like her. So that's fun. The next question is, what is your evening routine? Pretty much every evening I go on a walk. If I don't walk during the day, I'll walk in the evening. We'll eat dinner. I will take a bubble bath, candles, bath bomb, bubbles, the works, everything. I love taking a bubble bath. I also shower, by the way. I'm not like, I know some people think that baths are gross, but I do also shower. But I just take a bath to soak and relax, and then I read. I pretty much read every night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That is like when I get my best reading done. So yeah, pretty much every night is dedicated to reading. Wouldn't have it any other way. And then I got a lot of questions about Sean, my husband, and like how we met, how long we've been together, what our relationship trope would be, which I love that question. So Sean and I have been together now for 7 years. We have been married for 8 or 9 months. We got married in September. So yeah, we've been married for 8 or 9 months. We have been together for 7 years. And how we met, and then I'll go into like what our relationship trope is. Spoiler alert, it's friends to lovers. Okay, I'm gonna try to tell the story of like how we got together and everything very quickly. It always takes me forever, but like I'll try to not bore you guys. So basically, Sean and I actually went to the same high school. However, we never spoke at high school. We never talked. Our paths never crossed. I am actually a year older than him. Cougar. So like we were in different grades. Like I was a senior, he was a junior, and like we never, I knew who he was, he knew who I was, and like that was it. And then I went off to college, and then when I went in for my second year of college, he ended up going to the same college as me and coming in as a freshman. So on the very first week of school, I think it was honestly like the first night of school, we had this thing called Silly Week, which basically the professors only really give out syllabi. There's not really a lot of like homework and things to do. So our sorority and like the fraternities, we would just like throw parties every night. So we call it Silly Week. And so I go to a party and I run into Sean, and we may or may not have been a few libations deep, and we're like, oh my God, you're from the same place as me. Like, you know, you're from my hometown. Like, let's be friends. So we hung out that whole night. He walked me home that night. Very sweet. And we just had like a really good time getting to know each other. And then after that, we just started hanging out more and more. And eventually it turned into every Thursday we would, after our classes, we would go to Starbucks at like 4 p.m. and we would talk, we would chit chat, and we would like do homework, and we would talk about everything. We would talk about family and friends. We would talk about relationships. Like we were very, very open, and also very much like just friends. Absolutely no, like it was just totally platonic. And then the school year ended, and obviously we were both going back to the same place, our hometown, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll hang out with each other. Like cool, whatever, bye. Basically, as soon as we stopped hanging out on a regular basis and seeing each other on campus very often, I was back home and I was like, oh my God, I have a crush on Sean. I have feelings for Sean. Crap, what am I gonna do? I was just so worried because we had established like this very solid friendship, and I was like, I don't know, should I say something? Should I not? I don't want to ruin it. If he's not feeling it, then it's gonna just make our friendship really weird. And so I went to my friends and I was like, what do I do? I like Sean. I don't know what to do though because we're such good friends. I don't know if I should say something or what. And they were like, you're gonna have to say something. You're gonna be the one. Like, you guys are such good friends now. You're just gonna have to be the one to say something and break down that barrier. So the very first time that we hung out, it was a couple weeks into summer break. We hung out, and I remember we were in his mom's kitchen, and it was just the two of us. And that whole day I was hyping myself up, and I'm like, I'm gonna tell Sean that I like him, that I have a crush on him, that I have feelings for him, whatever version of that works for you. I was really, really nervous, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna do this. And I remember this moment. Sean was talking about something, and I honestly wasn't even paying attention to him because I was so nervous. And I was like, okay, as soon as he's done talking, I'm gonna tell him that I like him. And all of a sudden he cuts himself off and goes, I feel like we should talk about the elephant in the room. And I started dying because I was like, oh my God, I'm probably giving off a vibe and he's gonna be like, not into you that way. Like, we are just friends. Like, I was just so worried that he was going to basically tell me like, you're giving off a vibe, I'm not into it, like you need to chill. Like, I don't even know. And like, I don't even know what vibe I was giving off, but I was just very like fearful of rejection at this point because we were such good friends. But so he goes, I feel like we need to talk about the elephant in the room. I'm silent, don't know how to speak anymore. My body is shutting down, like I am not okay. And he goes, so we both like each other, right? Like, we both have feelings for each other. And I was like, holy camoli. I cannot believe that he just said that to me. So bold, so just like, yep, we're doing this. And now like that I obviously know Sean so well, like that's so him. He's just a very like extroverted, straightforward, to the point person. But I was so just like shook that he had been so just like straightforward with me, and was because he was just very like, yeah, we like each other. Like, let's cut the BS. We like each other, right? Like that's what's going on here. And so I was just like, yes. So shocked, cannot believe that he like knew exactly what I was thinking, exactly what I was about to prep myself to do. And then he was just like, okay, great. And then we planned our first date right away. And then he told me that he's like, I always had feelings for you, like our whole friendship, but like I knew that you just wanted to be friends. So I never wanted to like cross a line or anything like that. So we just like kind of started going out on dates. Then we started like officially dating a few weeks later. It's been great ever since. And so definitely a friends to lovers romance trope, and he's the best. I just like, I love our story. I love that we had this solid friendship before we started dating, and yeah, he's my best friend. He's amazing. And then somebody asked if Sean reads, what his favorite genre is he into reading? And so Sean doesn't really read now. He read a ton when he was younger though. Specifically, I love this, and he's gonna hate that I say this, but he loved Twilight. Like when Twilight was coming out, when like if you read Twilight when it was coming out, like during all the craze and everything, he was right there with you. He was reading all of the books and he absolutely loved them, which I think is so cute. And he's obviously Team Edward, so he was super into reading, like, you know, all of the childhood classics, Twilight, Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, all of that stuff. And now he kind of reads on and off, I would say, but he's a musician. So like that's his thing. Like that's, you know, his hobby, his passion, where his focus is. And then I'm the reader. So he's really into music. I'm really into reading. So we're a good match. So for the last like section of questions, I did get kind of some more like YouTube specific questions that people had. So the question is, how many hours do you work on your YouTube channel? This obviously varies greatly, kind of depending on the week, depending on what I'm working on. I mean, it's so hard to say because vlogs are like their whole other beast. A sit down video, like, you know, can take me about like an hour, sometimes a little bit more to film. And then I spend an hour or two editing, depending on how long the footage is. And like, that's great, cool. But like a vlog, I mean, that's hours and hours and hours, like 10, 15, 20 hours sometimes in total of working on the video, putting it together, editing, getting everything done. Like my most recent like TikTok romances reading vlog, I was really stupid and did not edit the clips as I was filming. I got busy and then I got sick, so I literally ended up editing that entire vlog in one day. And from the time that I started editing to the time that I got the video uploaded to YouTube, it was about a 9-hour process. And I just like sat and did that for 9 hours. And so, I mean, that's like, it's a lot. And I think too, something that is, you know, kind of special within like the booktube space on YouTube compared to other YouTube spaces is we are not only working on just like videos, like filming a sit down video, talking, editing, posting it, whatever, that's a thing in and of itself, but we are also reading, which is hours and hours. So there's this whole other component. So honestly, I can't even like give you an estimate. I am always working on my YouTube channel. There's always something to edit. There's always a book that I could be reading. There's always an update I could be filming, but it is like truly a labor of love. I absolutely love it, but it does get, you know, very tiring sometimes. And I am still trying to figure out like time management and how much time I should be spending on things and shouldn't be spending, and like, you know, kind of hacks to make things go a little quicker. But it's a lot. It is, you know, it's a very, very intense process, but I really would love it. Like I said, it's truly a labor of love. And then somebody did ask, how have you grown your YouTube channel? And I mean, I think I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm, you know, 6 months in and still trying to figure out how the algorithm works. To be honest with you, I really don't know. Trying to figure out, you know, what sort of direction and how I want my channel format, everything to be. I would just say, obviously the most important thing, and everyone talks about this, is consistency. You have to be consistent. You have to, you know, upload frequently, and whatever that looks like for you. Obviously there's a lot of different factors that go in. I work a full-time job. I obviously have to consider my work hours and how much realistically am I going to be able to upload. I would love to upload like 3 times a week, but like that's just not gonna happen for how my lifestyle is right now. That's one aspect, but yeah, consistently uploading, definitely the most important thing, but obviously not to the point that you're burning yourself out. Then the only other thing that I can really say is just, it is so important to have fun, which I know is like the hallmark chicken soup for the teenage soul answer, but it is so important to be having fun and to be reading books that like you enjoy, because I think it comes across so much. And on the other side, if you are making a video that you're not excited about, or reading something that you're just like, oh my god, I don't want to read this anymore, like I'm done, I'm not into this video idea, I think, you know, sometimes it can show. And like I've seen myself when I'm like really not into a video idea or whatever, I have scrapped a few things, or like very early on in my channel, you know, there's a couple videos that I look back and I'm just like, I can tell that I'm not like as into it. I also think I was very nervous though, so that's another part of it. But it is just so important that no matter what the trend is or whatever. Like, I want to make what I want to make, and if people want to watch it, great, and if they don't, that's fine. There are so many creators out there, which is the amazing thing, is there's so many viewers and there's so many creators who make different types of bookish videos. So there's something for everyone, and I just think it's so important to make what you love and have fun with what you're doing, and you should like make things that you would want to watch, like no matter what that is. And people who are similar to you, they will find you and they will, you know, like your content, and that is how you will grow, just by being yourself, which I know is like such a stupid cheesy answer, but you know, I'm still like a bit nervous in front of the camera and I try to show my personality, but I just think it's really important to like have fun with this. This should be fun. This should be an exciting thing to do. It's just so important to keep the main focus of what you're doing is this should be fun. This should be a fun thing for you to do. This should be something that you enjoy doing. And when that comes across, I think people will come and they'll want to come back and watch your videos. Okay, and then the very last question. I've been talking forever. Oh my God, I thought this was going to be a short video, but it is not. I thought this was a good question to end on. So somebody asked, what has been your most memorable moment within the booktube community thus far? And I have to say, it's not like a moment, but I would say the most memorable like part of the booktube community so far, the part that has had the biggest impact on me, is the friendships that I have made within this community. Absolutely like blows me away. I feel just like so incredibly lucky to befriend the people that I've befriended, and just, I feel like I talk about it a lot. I'm like a very, like I said, Pisces moon. I'm an emotional girl, okay? I love my friends so much. I value their friendships so much and their support, and I love supporting them. I just cannot believe that like I am so fortunate to be able to share my passion with others, with people who are very similar to me, and those girls like genuinely mean the world to me, and we talk pretty much every day. And I know that like if YouTube was gone tomorrow, I would still be texting them and being like, what are we reading? What's going on? Being on booktube is so great, and making videos is so fun, and talking to you guys is amazing, and all of the aspects that come with this are wonderful. And then to also be able to have like a group of girlfriends who are as incredible as the girls that I know and I have become friends with makes it 10,000 times better. These friendships are just so genuine and so real, and I just like, I would do anything for these girls. Like, I just love them so much, and I don't know, I feel very lucky. I feel so fortunate to be able to share my passion with people the way that I do, and to have met the people that I've met, and now I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe I didn't know you a year ago. Like, what? That's just crazy to me, because now they're such an important part of my life. So I would say the friendships within the community that I have made are incredible, and even like the people that I've talked to, even if we're not like super close friends, are incredible. And just like we have like this very similar mindset, and it's just so cool to meet so many people in the community who are so like-minded. And I don't know. I just feel so lucky to be here, you guys. I'm just happy to be here. That's all I have to say. That has been the absolute best part of being on booktube, for sure. Oh my God, okay. I have no idea how long this is gonna be after I edit it, but I have been talking for over an hour, so let's stop, shall we? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you if you asked a question. I really appreciate it. If I did not get to your question, I still really appreciate it. I just had to like, just kind of keep things going because I just don't want this video to be 2 hours long. I really appreciate you guys so much. Once again, thank you for 3,000 subscribers. I'm so happy to be here. Like, I'm so happy that I have this like little community, and I have you guys, and all of your messages mean the world to me. And I don't know, I'm really happy, and thank you so much. And like, I'm gonna stop talking. If you made it to the end of the video, good Lord, what should you leave? What should you leave? You know what? Leave any pink emoji. Pink is my favorite color. So any of the pink emojis, it can be the hearts, it can be like the lipstick or the nails or the bow, any pink emoji of your choosing. If you made it to this point of the video and you wanted to leave a comment, go ahead and leave any type of pink emoji down below. As always, my Instagram and my Goodreads are linked down below. You guys can follow me on there anytime. I really appreciate that you watched this video. I hope that you are having a fantastic day, and I will catch you guys in the next one.